How do you feel about a situation where I was messing around with a friend and now me, girl or guy, in my position, and then now we're together? Do you feel like it's still okay for me to be close with that friend?
It depends, honestly. It depends on the context. It depends on the story and the history. If it was, honestly, I wouldn't be too comfortable with that.
Girl or guy, right?
Yeah, girl or guy. Yeah, I wouldn't be feeling that, bro. I'm sorry, I wouldn't be feeling that.
And why is that? Like, why do you feel like? Because I know
Because,
some people
I mean,
be like, oh, if it was a girl, that's no biggie. But it's like, you got to kind of like, you got to hold people accountable to multiple things. It's no different from being a girl or guy if they already crossed those boundaries. Right. You got to still treat the girl like you would treat a guy friend. So that's all I'm saying.
I agree with that. I think it's more so, I think the thing is, it's hard for me to answer that right now, if I was to be completely honest with you, because there's a recent situation that we're both going through. And so it would be hard for me to answer that because the context of it is different. Now, in a situation where, like, if this was
we're just talking about in the past. Like, say for example, I have a friend, me and him are good friends, or me and the girl are good friends, but we did mess around before, but we understand we're in a relationship now, so we can't do that no more. Would you want me to still be in contact with a girl or a guy?
If we was mutual friends, then if we were mutual friends, then possibly, yeah. It's different. If he's like, all right, I do respect your relationship. Like, your dude is cool. Like, I ain't got no reason to be just cool with you. Like, he not on no sneaky moving weird. Like, I've learned.
Then you'll be okay with it.
Yeah, but am I gonna be comfortable with y'all being alone and all of that? No, absolutely.
So then you probably shouldn't be comfortable with it, because then it's like, if we're friends, if you're trusting that we could be friends.
I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't do it.
Then you would not want to.
I absolutely could not.
You wouldn't want us to be friends, because I have some friends that I've crossed boundaries with that, looking back, I wish we never crossed boundaries, because now it puts me in a situation where I can't be looked at as being trusted if we're by ourselves, even though we could just be playing basketball, or we could just be going to get our nails done.
Yeah, to be honest with you, because for example, when we first started dating, I let you have an opposite sex friend.
Right.
I had opposite sex friends as well. I didn't feel uncomfortable until boundaries were crossed. Right. Once those boundaries were crossed, I nipped it in the bud.
And for context purposes, no lines were blurred sexually with these friends that we're referring to.
We don't have to get into it.
But there was a situation where time boundaries, so like some people feel like if it's after 8 p.m., some people might not want their friends to go over.
Let's just say what time you was there.
Okay, so I had a friend and I was at his house at 4 a.m. So with me being at his house at 4 a.m. and you were working third shift.
And you lied about it.
About what?
About being over his house.
Well, at first I got caught. I did lie, yes. But I don't know why I lied. Maybe it was just natural.
You would not tell me the truth. The only reason you told me the truth is because I showed you your phone.
Right.
You wouldn't have told me the truth if I didn't show you.
I was wrong. I was wrong for lying, and why I lied, I don't know. I understand. I understand that I do understand people do tell white lies when they have no reason to tell lies, because I have told lies for no reason, even as a child. I'm like, why am I lying right now? Like, the craziest lie I ever told as a child was that my chore was for me to clean the bathroom. And I cleaned the bathroom, and my stepmom, my mom asked me, she was like, did you clean the bathroom? And I said, yes. She asked me to go get the rag that I cleaned it with, and I did clean the bathroom, but because I had already put the rag in the washer, so why I went in the bathroom and the rag that I got her was this dried up rag that you could tell that there was no water on it from that day at least. So she was like, you really just cleaned the bathroom today with this rag? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, all right, Victoria, I'm gonna need you to be honest with me and tell me the truth. So I ended up eventually telling her the truth, but why we do those lies, I don't know. I don't understand where the white lies come from.
No, I completely understand that, and to be honest with you, like that's, and the reason why I'm not judging you by me bringing it up or trying to put you out there. I
don't care. It's open conversation.
Yeah, we've passed it. We're past it, and also too, I did have to learn how to forgive you. Yeah. To this day, I still believe that something happened. There's nothing that's going to change my mind. And I told myself that, I'm a human being. I'm not stupid. I've been over a girl's house at 4 or 5 in the morning. And how it happened was just like...
But you know what? Go start.
And so essentially, like, I had to learn how to forgive you. And I caught too. Like, I did the same dumb stuff too. And honestly, the reason why I forgave it is because a lot of times that BS happens in the beginning of a relationship.
But you know what? And I do appreciate you forgiving me for that, and I do forgive you. But you also know what we did in those situations is we let those people go.
That we did.
We let them go because we realized if it's already causing issues. And I could have just avoided it, and I could have moved another way and be like, hey, well, so you'll feel better. Maybe you should have introduced me to the girl. But I know what the girl situation was for you. She wasn't just a friend. Like, y'all have crossed boundaries as far as like sexual and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So with her, I don't know, that might have been a little different. But with me in my situation, because me and him never have done anything, maybe I could have actually like, you know what, hey, you already know of him. He knows of you. But I should have just put y'all together and like, hey, this is my, we weren't married or anything. So I was like, this is my boyfriend, and then this is this person. And from there, you could have told me how you felt off of the vibes he gave you. And if you would have been like, because I'm choosing to be in a relationship, when you're in a relationship, unfortunately, I think you have to go off of how your partners are feeling. So, and me personally, if you would be like, you know what, Victoria, I feel like he does like you. He's just waiting for the right time. I don't necessarily trust him.
Yeah.
I would have, as much as it would have sucked, I'm like, you know what, we were friends, but at the end of the day, I'm building something with you. Friends do come and go, unfortunately. And as guy friends of the opposite sex, if he did give off a certain type of vibe, or he wasn't open to y'all being friends, then that also means he probably did have another agenda.
And he worried about being bodied. That's what it is.
For that, I had no problem with just like, you know what, if it makes you uncomfortable, I'll let them go.
Right.
I made that decision without having you to make that decision. And I think that's a good point for relationships, is I think that the person should make that decision. I don't think it's up to you to make that decision. I just know if you feel uncomfortable about something, why am I doing something over and over to make you feel uncomfortable? Vice versa.
I get that. I also believe too, and that's why with the whole Megan Good situation, that's why, because if you look in the video and you look close, you've given me that look before where you was like, I know he's gonna feel a way about that. Like, I know he has a reason to, like, as well. Like, she just knew that it was gonna be a conversation later. And so, and that, again, I wasn't there. I'll tell you face to, or camera to face or whatever.
We're going off of just the real.
We're just assuming off of the
video
that I saw. So if it's out of context, I'm not going to be one of these people that's just, I will say this. I'm only going off of this little.
We don't know any of the information.
Exactly.
But we do know a lot of.
They might all be super cool and kumbaya.
We do know a lot of people that have been in a similar situation, and we know full context for that, which is similar. Because I remember me and my homie, when that happened,
he was out with his date. Me and my homie bust out laughing, and you started laughing because we started laughing.
No, I felt like I had to try to hold in my laugh because y'all were already laughing. I just felt like it would be really rude for me to laugh. So I was just like, why are y'all laughing? Like in my head, I'm like, why are they laughing right now?
I laugh for him because he's a human being. But outside of that though, like, I think that happened because Megan didn't set the boundaries. Like, y'all can be cool, and because she's a celebrity, she knows so many contacts. You know, it's her. You know, relationships like that are a little bit different. With a normal couple that, you know, goes to work, doesn't really have that many friends in the first place anyway, a wife's not gonna have that many guys in her phone unless it's her supervisor, coworker for something. And even then, they should only be talking about work. Right. So it's like, you know, it's like and vice versa. But with that, as far as what I've learned how to do lately is I have been learning how to relax and not be so gridlock with boundaries, because like having all of that, it's like having all of that, it doesn't really, you need to have boundaries. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big person of boundaries. I'm a big person of setting standards. I'm a big person of letting people know how you deserve to be treated without even going overboard. But I've also learned how not to be so tense. And I'm still going through a journey, and I'm still healing from past pain and traumas that I've been through in my life. But in order for me to be happy, there has to be a phase of, it is what it is. Learn how to just relax a little bit. Every time I see you, if we're out and you're laughing with a guy, and not let it internally bother me, just chuck it up to.
Because I was going to say that. I was like, sometimes in relationships, even though there's a certain way you do have to move, but I do feel like sometimes we are too strict and too I don't know, just maybe gridlock's too
Especially,
strict on our partner as far as like if you see them enjoying their self, because there's this thing where other memes where it's like you call your partner and they're laughing, you're like, who you laughing at, is it a girl? Like I have seen people and women have that mentality, and I've never been like that, but I have gotten in my feelings a little bit if I see you laughing or laughing and it's someone of the opposite sex.
Right, yeah.
But with that, I'm learning that y'all just having a good conversation, as long as you trust your partner and trust your partner, and you know that you're being your partner's piece and you're doing everything you can do with your partner. If something happens and that relationship just has to go because you're doing everything you can, don't wrap your mind up in trying to control every little thing or getting upset, because there's times where I have gotten upset, if I'm being honest, and I have gotten upset and I made you want to do something just because I'm getting upset. But if I would have just handled things real smooth and like, all right, you're enjoying yourself and I'm enjoying myself, and just kind of like let it just roll over, because emotions will come and go. If I would have just let that emotion just roll over, me and you would have been good, versus going home into the night in like some type of disagreement.
I understand that. I also too I'm learning because my goal isn't to isolate you from the world. Sometimes as a protective mechanism, you have spouses. And unfortunately, a lot of this content is all gender centric, where it's like you'll have a woman that'll be like, oh, he'll have you cutting off all your friends so he can manipulate you. And then there'd be another podcast like, oh, she'll be mad when you go out with your homeboys. She don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Men and women both do that. They both will try to isolate their partner as much as they can to protect themselves. It's not okay. I don't think it's I do believe in setting realistic boundaries. Like, well, you know what I'm saying? But I think our remedy has been mutual friends.
Right.
Like, we have mutual friends. Like, if we are going through it or we get to arguing in front of, because we're big on not arguing in front of other people. But like, if we've ever been like upset, our friends are more likely to make a joke to kind of lighten the mood a little bit. Or like my brother Aaron will give me good advice for my relationship. I will give him good advice for his relationship. Like my brothers, we hold each other accountable. My male friends, we hold each other accountable. We may talk about other women and like enjoy a woman that's walking past, but like I want
to test my friends. I want to text them and be like, hey, man, guess what I found Ethan doing, and I don't know what to do. I don't want to tell you too much about my business, but I don't know what to do. I'm just curious to, like, if I just leave something like that, I want to see what my friends would say. Yeah. And knowing my friends, they know that I'm always on trash. Like, I play a lot. So I wonder if they'll release this stuff. Right. I want to know if they'll think I'm playing or if I'm not. Or if I'm serious. And my main goal is to see like what type of friend they are. Are they like, man, I knew y'all was gonna work? Or girl, come over here. Like what will actually happen? Yeah. They try to test those real relationships. And then if something does happen, then that puts me in a spot of like, ooh, I was playing around. I done fucked around and found out.
I told you I could. Look, but I know that we've recently, and I know we can briefly go over this, but like I know that we recently rebranded our podcast, so shout out to that. I'm excited about the new Naturally Lit podcast. I love the name better. It just gives a fresh feel. It's like a refresh restart. Like, we starting to get our quality up. We're not having so many technical difficulties and all that stuff. So I'm really enjoying where we're going to go with this podcast. Yes. However, my question to you is...
which is kind of cool. Do you remember your question?
No.
Okay, so what I like, this isn't intentional, but natural lit, it's more than just like being lit, like, oh, I'm drunk, I'm partying, high, like I'm high, like it's way more than that. Like when you're just naturally enjoying life, like me and Ethan, we don't know what we're gonna do. We are the couple that might go skydiving. We are the couple that might go skiing. We like to go on cabins. We like to go walk across the ice water, like whatever it is.
You talking like a frozen lake?
Like a frozen lake, yeah. Like we're those type of people. We've done that. And then also, like, while I was sitting here, you were talking, these glasses, there's a time where we used to always sit down and want to film with something in our cup. And because we both have been going on journeys where we're naturally detoxing, we're eating better, we're working out, we're just evolving and just getting better as becoming our better versions of what we want ourselves to be. It's kind of cool that we're actually having a conversation. There's 2 glasses here and they're not filled with liquor or wine or anything under the influence.
I don't smoke vapes anymore. Like, I quit.
Ethan quit vapes. Like, I know y'all used to watch the podcast and see him probably hit a couple vapes. Yeah. It got to the point where you couldn't even film an episode without even.
Withdrawals. When I tell you though, them withdrawals.
But you overcame it though.
I did.
You overcame it.
And you know what's crazy is every day I was going through the withdrawals, I kept telling myself I don't want to have to go through this again, because I'm gonna get to a point to where I'm gonna want to quit again, and then I'm like, I don't want to face this again, bro. It was like my heart was, I was having like palpitations, like I could feel my heart jumping and skipping a beat. I was having cold sweats at night. Like you said, I was talking in my sleep at one point.
It was just, like, it was bad.
I was
PMSing every day.
Yeah, like when I tell you my mood, I was more aggressive. I had to let her know, like, hey, listen, if I'm rude or if I'm short, I'm sorry, it's not on purpose. I just feel like my insides are just like rotting out, bro. It's the weirdest. It is the weirdest. It feels.
And
like
now, how do you feel?
It feels like I'm hungry all the time. Like that's how I felt. Now I go days without thinking about it. Every once in a while, I'll have an urge for it.
Yeah.
But as far as like, no, like as long as I just stay away from buying them, then I won't have to worry about it. And if I was to ever buy a vape, I would buy a no nicotine vape.
Yeah. But why would you ever want to buy one?
Because it is a nice sensation. It's the being addicted to it, a part that I don't like. So if I was to buy like a no nicotine vape because I'm on a trip or something like that, and I just want to enjoy having a vape, the sensation of. Because also it's very relaxing to have that smoke coming out. And you know what I'm saying? So like every once in a while, if I bought a no nicotine vape, that's different. But as far as being addicted to it, to feel like I'm going to die without it, that is not okay for me. That I didn't like that.
I agree. So, but there's been times we were having sexy time and he picked up the vape. I'm like, we're like,
I ain't missing.
I look back, I'm like, no, I know I didn't hear him hit that vape. I was, are you serious? Like, you are turning me off right now. Yeah, I'm getting, I was up here, now I'm down here right now. Like, I don't even want to do it anymore. But, so I appreciate y'all tuning in for our podcast. Yeah, for sure. And if there's any conversations or any topics that y'all want us to talk about, if there's anything or a situation that you guys are like, hey, how would you maneuver in this type of situation? I don't believe in giving advice, but what I will do is if I was put in a situation, I can try to only go off of where my relationship is, and that's the only advice I would give to you, is you have to remember me and Ethan are completely different from you and your spouse. So how you guys think, how you move, what you like, what you do is different. So we don't judge y'all, and we just ask, don't judge us. And we don't care, but I'm just saying that's how my mind is. So other than that, until next time,
go be great.
Go be great.
We ain't getting rid of that part.